Welcome back. Workers asleep on the job while taxpayers foot the bill, and Minnesotans with disabilities go without care. Here's AJ Legault with the latest findings in Housing Hustle, a Recovery Inc. investigation.
On the clock, but out cold.
She was clapped in and she was asleep in her car with a pillow and blanket.
Katie Sabanya was supposed to be getting daily one-on-one assistance through a Medicaid-funded program called Integrated Community Supports, or ICS, to help her live independently.
I do have autism, and my organizing skills aren't the greatest. And then I do need a lot of help.
Did you get any of that help?
Barely.
Katie let us review her Medicaid records, and KARE 11 discovered a St. Cloud-based company called Sunshine Care Services, Inc. had billed taxpayers $248 daily, $4,400 monthly, claiming she was getting 5 hours of in-person assistance nearly every day. Sunshine Care's website promised a perfect caregiver match guarantee. Katie says, in reality,
the biggest baby.
She got workers scared of her dog, Rusty.
They don't like dogs.
So they rarely even came inside.
My dog is my emotional support animal, and I like having my dog around me.
Do you think fraud was being committed?
Definitely.
She said she has proof, date and time-stamped photos showing her workers asleep outside.
So August 24th, 2025?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look through your billing here. All right, there we go.
$248.58.
So they billed all day as if they were providing you care, and this is what they were doing?
Mm-hmm.
Another Sunshine Care client, who didn't want to go on camera, shared this photo of his ICS worker in his apartment, asleep.
A staff member pulled 2 chairs together and slept on his chairs in his living room.
Angela, who asked we not use her last name, is a mental health worker who assists both Katie and the other client who lived in Sunshine Care's ICS apartment building. She says she witnessed and also photographed the workers just sitting and even sleeping in their cars. With a client's permission, she shared this text she received from him that says in part, "I get a damn kid that sits in his car and ain't here."
No, direct support means face-to-face. You should be able to see the person, not sleeping in your car.
KARE 11 obtained Medicaid data that shows through the end of 2025, Sunshine Care Services billed taxpayers nearly $4 million for a combination of ICS and night supervision services. Company CEO Shukri Abdi never responded to KARE 11's emails. So we paid a visit to their listed headquarters in an out-of-the-way industrial building.
We're looking for Sunshine Care Services.
This St. Cloud address,
570 First Street.
we knew walking in was home to a slew of other businesses billing Minnesota Medicaid programs designated as high risk for fraud. There are companies here billing the mental health program ARMS, Housing Stabilization Services, EIDBI, that's autism treatment, and adult care services.
Excuse me. Is Shukri Abdi here with Sunshine Care Services?
The receptionist said no one would come talk with us.
He's not available at the moment.
Do you know when he will be available?
Not today. Can you stop recording?
Well, we need to ask him some questions. He's got clients accusing him of billing fraud. Can you ask him to come talk with us, please?
Because it's not right for them to just be able to sit in their car and sleep and then say that they're doing hours with us when they're not.
Holy crap. This is the one that was sleeping.
Katie says she complained about her billing and asked her government case manager for the hours of service she was supposed to get from Sunshine Care to be reduced. But then,
They just dropped me as a client.
remember, she was living in a building controlled by Sunshine Care. The company sent her this lease non-renewal letter. It said by the end of December, she had to get out of her apartment. Angela says the same thing happened to her other client.
They weren't doing anything anyway. So when we asked for the reduction, then they were shortly given eviction notices.
DHS won't say what, if anything, they're doing to hold Sunshine Care accountable. But there is good news about Katie. She now lives in a different ICS setting where she says she's getting all the help she needs.
Come on, buddy.
The workers stay awake.
Come on.
And the affable Rusty is more than welcome.
It's amazing. It's definitely a game changer. Like, they actually help you.
As our reporting brought to light case after case after case, just like this one, Minnesota this week passed sweeping reforms to better investigate and prosecute fraud. That includes adding Medicaid fraud to the state's racketeering statute to go after larger networks and increasing penalties for high-dollar thefts. For KARE 11 Investigates, I'm AJ Legault.
Stick with us. More news and weather is coming up after the break.